Okay, so let's go. So good evening, everybody. I know that as you are coming in, this is instructional leadership for school leaders. This is a training that is meant for if you hold any leadership position in a school. I believe that this training is something that you must participate in. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you, if maybe you are the school proprietor, you are the school director, you are the principal, you are the vice principal, you are the head teacher, assistant head teacher, administrator, or you are even a supervisor. I believe that this training should be attended by you. Very important. A core area of school leadership is instructional leadership. Amazingly, um, it took me 3 years to be able to study instructional leadership. This is going to be my first time of running training on instructional leadership. This is going to be my first time. And it came to me first in 2021. I had the plan, I had the everything to be able to do this in 2021. But the higher you go in school hierarchy, the more sensitive it becomes. And that's why some of the schools that are engaging me this season in their leadership development, this is what I'm speaking about. I believe that I have done my research. I have critically done my analysis. I have practicalized it and I've tested it, worked with leaders, taken positions by myself also to be able to see how the result is. Apparently, instructional leadership is strictly practical ways of achieving student success and school improvement. Oh yes, that is the two core purpose of instructional leadership. Without these two things, instructional leadership is nothing. And please, let me say this. For you as a school leader, the first indicator that shows that, yes, you are good at what you do, that shows that you are productive and you are performing, is instructional leadership. If success of students are not increasing, the performance academically in other aspects, and the school is not improving, then I can tell you that something is wrong with your leadership ability or leadership function. And this is why I'm bringing this training. So this is the free version of this training. Oh yes. And this free version is to introduce you, is to bring to your awareness the capacity and the need for you to be able to instruct well and to understand the place of leadership when it comes to instruction. If you ask me, there are so many things that makes up a school growth, but at the core is instruction. Any school that does not value instruction, don't see to the success of instructions, cannot achieve growth. Instruction is relative. There are some staff that feel they are too big to be instructed. The truth about it is that is where we know your capacity as a leader. If I put you in the place of leadership and you cannot instruct the staff that you have, honestly speaking, I don't know what you are doing there. I say this every time. The active conversation between a leader in a school and a staff is instruction. It's not gisting. In fact, when a school leader is gisting and all they do is to gist with staff, I fear for the school because the school will have issues. I'm telling you the truth. There's going to be the point of directing and then nobody wants to stand to it. There's going to be the point of coming late and the person that has been marked as the leader cannot walk up to the person that comes late and say, what is wrong with you? The active ingredient of communication between school leader and the staff is instruction. This is so critical and is so important. So let's go in the journey of instructional leadership. I want to take you through a journey this evening. I believe that the journey is going to really make a lot of meaning, and it will lead us to more effectiveness. The aim is that we are going to start a new session with strong effectiveness and ability, so that we can improve student success and we can improve the school, as it were. The first thing in instructional leadership, if you ask me, is strategic vision for academic excellence. Strategic vision for academic excellence. I run this training for school leaders, physical training. I've been on it now. Some schools calls me to be able to spend time with their leadership team. I think I have 2 or 3 between now and August ending. I'm still having more. Some people are still going to call me. And this is where I start from. The minute somebody is assigned a principal of a school, the minute you are assigned as the head teacher of a primary school, you must show me your strategic vision for academic excellence. What does strategic vision means? Is the ability to see not the way things are, but the way they can be. In fact, that's the definition of vision. I put a picture of eyes there to represent vision, but I'm not talking about your physical eyes, because what the physical eye sees is, now this is very important, what the physical eye sees is what is the reality. But we have discovered now that the greatest deception that we have is actually reality. Reality is so deceiving that we only see what is happening. We don't know what is going on. I am telling you the truth. There are things that we see in the surface. There are things that we hear in news, and that is not what is really happening. So when we talk about vision for academic excellence, I'm not saying that the vision for the school growth. I'm not saying that the vision, leave the school vision for the school owner. You are the leader, you are not the school owner. Maybe you are leader and also the school owner, but you must know that put a responsibility on you to create vision for the school and create vision for academic excellence. I am telling you, a lot of schools want the performance of the children to change, but they don't have a strategic vision for that academic excellence. When you just ask yourself, as I'm saying it now, what is my vision for academic excellence in the coming session? How many students in my school will score 80 and above in mathematics, English, and their core subjects? It's a vision. How many competitions will my students attend, and then they will be either first or second? In the 20th century, there is a man called Jack Welch. Jack Welch took over a company, General Electric, and said, anything that we do that we are not number 1 or number 2, I am scrapping it. I am telling you, it's a strategic vision for academic excellence. All the competitions that we are going in this new session is either we are first or second. Either debate, spelling bee, quiz, name it, even sports. Any competition we attend is either first or second. Strategic vision for academic excellence. What does it mean that I have competent teachers? What does it mean to have competent mathematics teacher? That's my vision. At the point when you are casting this vision, I'm bold to tell you that certain things are going to happen. The vision is going to be different from what you are seeing. Maybe your math teacher is not the type that you are looking for. Maybe the result of last session, diverse number of parents are complaining. They are complaining bitterly, and they are saying to themselves, no. I can't take this. Look at the result of my children. Look at this. Look at this. And then instead of some schools to be able to rise up to that expectation, let me tell you the reason why people complain. The reason why people complain is the fact that there's a level of expectation they have. And please, let me say this. Don't ever feel that when a parent complains about the child's academic excellence performance, You look at it and say, so what, parents, what did you contribute to this thing? I often say this, your capacity as a school is your ability to bring performance in a child with or without the parent. The parent will be involved. Please don't quote me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The parent will be involved, but it is not in your attitude to be looking for parent involvement in the performance of a child. You must run an attitude as a school, as a leader, to say that what if this parent is not involved? The only involvement you need of a parent is the financial involvement and attendance involvement. There are 4 levels of parent involvement in any school. I say that. There are 4 levels. Number 1, which is the foundation, is finance. This one, you can't help a child that the parent does not pay school fees. You can't, because your school is not public school. Your school is private school. Financial involvement. Number 2 is attendance. You can't help a child that comes to school 1 week, the second week is not in school. No, you can't help that child. You can't. Attendance. When we talk about parent involvement, it's better for us to understand what it means. Number 1, please, if you are following me, I love response. If you are following me, go to the chat room now and tell me the number 1, number 2. Number 1, number 2. I said there are 4. There are 4. So please tell me, what's the first one? What's the second one? Let me know if you are following me. Let me know if I have people here that are with me on this platform. Oh, thank you very much. I love that. Financial involvement, that's the first. The second also, the second one, if you are following, please. Yes, the second one. No. Financial involvement, that's the first, is under parent involvement. There are 4 things. Thank you very much. There are 4 things that makes up parent involvement. Number 1 is financial involvement. Number 2 is attendance involvement. Number 3 is discipline involvement. Oh, yes. Discipline. Discipline involvement says that. Thank you very much. I love that. I love this energy. Yes. Number 3 is discipline involvement. It means that the level of discipline you are giving in school is what parent is giving. If what you give to children as discipline is different from what parent gives as discipline, there's going to be a problem. Oh, yes. The last one is academic involvement. You see, is the last. Let me tell you, the way I listed it is in their order of importance. You have to understand, it is in their order of importance. The order of importance is the fact that the first thing is finance. Oh, yes, there are so many things that you can do as a school to any child. If the finance is intact, if your school fees is say maybe 120,000 naira, and you have, let me say you have 300 students, I'm telling you the truth, to an extent, there are so many things you can do. So many that will expose the mind of the child. Financial involvement. Number 2 is attendance. So you have children that comes to school. Not that a child will come 2 days and the next 3 days is not coming. You can't help that child. One of the reasons for repetition or academic involvement, one of the things I discovered, I did my research lately, and I discovered that schools that are really performing in this Nigeria, I am telling you, is something that I've done, asking questions, doing my observation, attending places, getting close to people that I've been privileged to close to in this education sector. I ask them questions, proprietors that are really performing. I noticed and I discovered that there is a strong correlation between schools that are performing and the ability to trap the children in the school. Some call it boarding house. Some hold the children till like 7 p.m. and they still have asked them to come on Saturday. Oh, yes. Do you know why? Do you know one of the things that explains that is that it solves attendance problem. It just eliminates it straight. It stops attendance problem. You see, this is so critical and it's so important. And I want everybody to pay attention to that. When a child comes to school this week and he doesn't come, or a child comes to school 9 will I say 9 a.m.? And then the parent is even the one clamoring that the child should leave by 2 p.m. I said, no, you can't help a child that way. Attendance. Number 3 is discipline. Number 4 is academic involvement. Now, the reason why I'm going this way, this is not part of my work. The reason why I'm going this way is the fact that when everything you say or your decision for academic excellence is based on whether parents is involved or not, let me make you understand something. You have missed it. I'm sorry to say. That means that you want to change the story of a child on factors that you cannot control. Parents should be involved. Yes, I agree. But the parent factor is not in your jurisdiction. It's not in your control. If a parent, in fact, some parents don't even know what you are writing, what the children are doing. They don't even do homework. They don't even do anything. If those parents, the way their attitude is towards the child's education, and then let's assume that the child emerged as an average and it carries the name of your school. The first thing when it comes to academic is not the name of the parents, in case you don't know. The first thing is the name of your school. Your school name is what will come to the mouth of those people. This is why some schools have been able to craft it. They've been able to pin the children down with or without the parents. They are getting things done. And you see, when we talk about strategic vision for academic excellence, is the sight of a school leader. Oh, yes. Get this straight. It is the size of the school leader. As a school leader, it is you. You are the one. You are the one responsible. Maybe you are, I'm trying to think about what you are now. Maybe you are name anything that you are. Principal, vice principal, head teacher, assistant head teacher, no matter what. As long as you are a leader in the school, a strategic vision is needed. I won't say more than that. I'll push it to the paid class. We have a paid class for this group. Oh, yes, we have a paid class. But let's go on. Let's go on, which is also going to happen like this. Secondly, when we talk about instructional leadership, we are talking about promoting a culture of continuous professional development. For who? For staff. Instructional leaders or school leaders that understand what instructional leadership means are people that understand culture. Culture. See, let me tell you, no matter your vision, culture will hit your vision for lunch. You see, a lot of people have written visions. They've crafted massive visions. But at the end of the term or at the end of the year, they don't even come close to half of the vision that they've created. Oh, yes. I was looking at a school vision one day. They put the vision, they put it in a place. And one of the vision is that the school will have a tertiary institution by 2025. According to the school owner, he said he wrote that vision in 2009. When the school started, 2009, that by 2025, the school will have either tertiary, either polytechnic or university by 2025. And I simply asked, why do you think now we are less than a year to 2025? What can you say? What do you think is wrong? That the secondary school of that school, they are not even up to, as I'm talking to you, and I lie not, the secondary school of the school, they are not even up to 15. And the vision is plain there. I saw it. People see it. I said, what do you think happened? Nothing was wrong with the vision. There is nothing. I know schools that started 2008, 2009, that period. Currently, right now, the school now has the capacity. They've bought 100 acres of land, approached NUC to come and check it out because they want to start university. I know a school like that. They are in the process of accreditation to start university. They run primary and college, and highly, of course, from the school, they've been able to possess acres of land that they want to use for university. But what was the difference between the two schools? The two of them had division. Maybe one did not even put it on the wall. He was just running it in his head. But the culture, if you look at our MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, it was said that by 2015, Millennium Development Goals will have been achieved by, is it 2015 or 2020? Which I shall know that in Nigeria, we had a vision 2020. Nothing in that vision 2020 came alive in 2020. What do you think happened? It was the culture. As good, as lofty, as important as a vision can be, without a culture, social study defines culture as a way of life. You see, your vision is going to be achieved based on your way of life. If your way of life is not in alignment with the kind of vision you want to have, because every vision has a requirement. Please, it's very important. This is a leadership class. And so when I share it like this, please, I want you to note it. Every vision has a requirement. Take, for example, if I want to go from Lagos to Abuja, I can write it down. If I don't meet up with the requirement, I won't leave Lagos. It's so critical and it's so important. The minute you set a vision, you should not set a vision and start dancing. That, oh, the vision will come to pass. No, hold on, no. There are requirements for that vision to come alive. Some people have had dreams. Some people, while you are running the school, you're about to close your school gates one day, and a man told you that, oh, this school is going to be mighty. Honestly, what I'm seeing in the school, what the person sees is right. But what will bring it to pass is in you knowing the requirement of that thing and you meet up with it. It is called culture. That is what culture is about. So when we talk about culture, you must have the ability to promote culture of continuous professional development. Let me make you understand. Academic excellence will be achieved in the culture of continuous professional development. The idea that you can achieve academic excellence in children without the professionalism of a teacher is a vague idea. It will never be materialized. I'm sorry to say there are so many schools today that only put children in their schools just to make sure that parents don't feel that their children are at home or nobody is taking care of them. Because when it comes to performance, we are not seeing it. When it comes to exposure, we are not seeing it. When it comes to learning, we are not seeing it. Let me tell you, these are the three things. These are the major core of any school that is working on any child. Performance, exposure, learning. If these three things are not happening, you are only putting the children in your school just to keep them away from home and not to disturb parents. Ask yourself, in these three, which one in the last session, which one did all the students in my class, in my school, which one did they achieve? Is it performance? Is it exposure? Are they exposed? Are there things that students in your school will say to their parents and their parents says, I don't know? Oh, yes. Or is the parent that will be saying things and the children will say, we don't know? Oh, I'm telling you the truth. I was with a friend of mine and the son was the one telling the father, Daddy, that's Eiffel Tower. You know the Eiffel Tower in Paris? It was the son that was saying, Daddy, that's Eiffel Tower. My friend says, is it Eiffel Tower? I said, my friend does not know. And you know the next thing my friend said, that is why I pay your school fees. I said, that is it. In the school, they have exposed the mind of the child. The child knows what Eiffel Tower is, so that by the time the child sees it at home or see it anywhere, he recognizes it and will tell the parent. There are some children, when you even mention tower, they don't even know what tower means. Talk less of Eiffel Tower. You know why I'm saying this? You cannot achieve these three things if you don't foster professional development in your teachers. You have teachers in your school that don't even understand what professionalism means. They don't even understand what it means to be a professional teacher. Some are still debating that teaching is not a professional job. Oh, no. Your vision is in fact, your vision is not just in vague. It's just for writing's sake. It's only in a book. It is part of instructional leadership is your ability to promote continuous professional development. Your promotion, your increment of salary. I know economy is hard, but the only thing I can add based on economy is maybe 1,000 or 2,000. Oh yes, per time. If you want to have a considerable increase in salary, then you must show me what you have learned. The trainings you have been, which is not the one that I paid for. And then the one you attended that I paid for. Oh, yes. Maybe 2 weeks ago or last week, I started selling competency toolkits, staff competence toolkits. This is the time we sit down with all the staff and say, everybody write a test. Oh, yes. Everybody write a test. Let me see your test. And the test is not just mathematics and English. They will write mathematics and English. If you want to do test, consult my, what's it called? Consult, what's it again? Oh, please permit me. If you want to consult my competency toolkits. Yes, thank you. But, you must create that culture. Enough of having teachers in your school. The certificate that he has been using in the last 5 years is still the same thing. No extra training, no training certificate, it's not as if they are going for any sandwich course. It's not as if he's doing maybe a distance learning. No. How do you improve the performance? I was in a school one day, and I started with the school. By the grace of God, there are schools that I started working with as early as 2012, 2013, and I'm still working with those schools as I'm talking right now. Some of the parents, some of the proprietors are still on my platform as I am talking. So I was in a school that I had started working with in 2015 or 2016. I can't really remember when I started with them. And at that point, the school was only primary. And now the school is secondary. And then there is a teacher in that school that I met in the school. And the school now has secondary school. And that teacher is still in primary school. So I told the teacher, I said, now, I won't be shocked when the school gets to senior secondary school and then they are looking for teachers, but you are not eligible. I said, is it not aberration? A school grew, you are not growing. I said, however, I don't blame you. I blame the culture of the school that is comfortable with what you have and who you are. No, please, I'm talking to leaders. Let me make you understand. Don't be comfortable with who your staff are. Don't. If one of them cannot speak good English, tell them, give him a timeline. I said, I give you to the end of this term. If you don't correct your English, don't come next time. I'm sorry. Please put a vacancy outside. Enough of this fear of no staff that makes us condone staff that are not developing. And then you feel you can't do anything about it. It's a lie. You can do something about it. You can get out there and get staff. The way you propagate and market your school, propagate and market your vacancy, your recruitment program that way, you will see that you will have 3-4 people coming. If you have effective and good staff among your staff, tell that one, face that one and say, get me someone like you. I will pay you whatever it is that I want to pay that staff. At least I will pay you half of it for bringing that staff. I am telling you, we have to create a culture where nobody just comes. You see, there are certain categories of teachers that every time I speak, some of them look at me and say, Coach Wale, you can't understand. The female teachers who have children, and then they tell me that the reason why I'm not doing so is, Coach Wale, we are in preschool class. I have 2 children. I said, so what? What's the age of your child? And someone will say, my child is just 2 years. The second one is 4 years. I said, you have 4-year-old and you have 2-year-old. I said, how much is your salary now? I said, I hope you know that with their growth comes their demand. I said, so you want to take a child with this your salary. You want to take a child. You want to put a child that when the child gets to like age 11, 12, 14, you still want to collect the same salary. And you hope you are going to give that child quality education. You hope you are going to give that child a better life. I say you are deceiving yourself. The same excuse that you are using for not developing yourself professionally, when they get to a particular stage, they don't care. The only response they have is that they join gangs. And honestly speaking, that is why the sons of teachers, the daughters of teachers, if those teachers don't improve and increase their professionalism, they better know that God forbid that their children will amount to something. Unlike before, when we see the sons and daughters of teachers, it looks as if those ones have influence because of the people that they have taught. It's different now. So you can't give an excuse for not creating a culture of professional development. It will affect the teachers and it will affect your school. It will affect your school. A teacher that does not understand instructional strategies, that does not understand 21st century methods, the teacher does not understand artificial intelligence, the teacher still don't have good phone, and is saying that how much is my salary in this age and time, and you are so comfortable as a school leader. No, you should not be comfortable with a teacher that is still using touchlight phone. Some of the children in that teacher's class are already using iPhone. Oh yes, it's not good, but there's nothing we can do. So when the teacher is talking, how will the teacher connect with that child? The teacher does not know the games that the children plays. The teacher does not know the cravings, the interest in the heart of those children. No, the bar has been raised big. I'm telling you the truth. If you don't promote a culture of continuous development, oh my God, this class is an introductory class, because all this thing I'm still saying in the 3 days is going to be a 3 days instructional leadership training that is starting next week. In those 3 days, I am going to be talking about how to promote a culture, how to create strategic vision. And then let's go. Let me go to the third one. Curriculum and instruction. Yes, this one is powerful. So when we talk about instructional leadership, look at where we started from. You must create strategic vision. Either you are principal or vice principal, or you are head teacher or assistant head teacher, supervisor. Strategic vision is not something you write and then you give everybody. No, it's something that you do personally. That was why I said you don't need to be a school leader or school owner or proprietor to have strategic vision. It's just to tell yourself, for academic excellence, how do I want to contribute my quota? Oh yes, I have not seen a leader that is very effective that doesn't do this. Secondly, you have to promote a culture of professionalism. You have to. Number 3 is that your operation must not be based on emotion. It must not be based on academic experience. Oh, yes. Your operation must be based on curriculum and instruction. How do I know a school leader that have mastered instructional leadership? It is based on curriculum and instruction. You see, let me tell you something. It's so baffling right now. You know, I'm speaking with passion. I'm so sorry. Imagine if I can be talking like this online. What will I do if it's physical? Oh yes. See, that's why if you are a school owner and you have a team of leaders, you should have me. I should come and spend time with you physically. I'm telling you, I'm serious. But look at it this way. One of the things that was discovered about ISIS is a terrorist group in the Middle East. I think it's subsided right now. And really, what really brought it down was because of the war that is going on between Russia and Ukraine. I'm telling you. But it was discovered. As a matter of fact, I had my hand on that, but because it was not written in English, it was written in Arabic. The curriculum for that terrorist sect, they have a curriculum that they use to train people that they adopt, kidnap, and they take to become terrorists. The ISIS has a curriculum. I saw it. It was written in Arabic language. It's a curriculum well detailed. When I saw that thing, it was shared with me by a friend of mine that is in Germany. When I saw it, I felt so bad. I said, look at it. Look at the way people that are destroying people's life, look at the way they are so detailed about destruction. And then we that were about formation, we are really not detailed. I'm telling you, there are so many schools that don't really have standard, they don't really have curriculum as I'm talking right now. They just believe that all the textbook that they give them is enough for curriculum. It baffles me when I go to schools to do quality assurance, and then I'm asking, and then the teacher is telling me, because this is what is in the textbook. I see a social study for a whole term, 4 pages. And then I'm asking, what is wrong with you? And then they show me 140 pages book, textbook on social study. I said, the reason is because this is all. Coach Wale, this is the textbook for a whole session. So I have to split it into 3. I said, in this age and time, what are you saying? What are you saying? Can't you hear yourself? So if there's no textbook, you don't have a body of knowledge, and you tell me that you're a social study teacher, you don't have a body of knowledge that you can lay hands on 20 pages per week. Do you know why? Because it's only based on age of experience and then publishing. I am telling you, that is what some, especially some subjects, they just say, Coach Wale, is because that is what we have in the textbook. I said the textbook is not your curriculum. Lay hands on the curriculum. Create a body of knowledge as a school. Oh, yes. And then I'm looking at that, I'm talking, and then the school head, the head teacher is beside me. And then I looked at the head teacher, I said, please, ma, what is going on? Is this the first time you are seeing this? I said, when a parent comes for open day, forget the fact that they don't even come now. But when a parent is looking at the book of the child and he sees that in social studies, all they do for a whole term is 4 pages book. Not as if you had maybe experiential learning, not as if you took them to maybe somewhere for them to see art and culture, for them to have a taste of it. Maybe they went to art gallery or something, but they were in class. Social study was meant to hold once in a week for 10 weeks. Let me say that minimum. So even if you write a page for a week, that means I'm expecting 10 pages. Tell me, how did it happen that is just 4 pages? Is it because you had instructional materials? Is it because you had a stage drama? Or was it because you taught them social skill? Was there any demonstration? Was there any project? No. You see, instructional leadership is about beginning from curriculum and instruction, not age of experience. It's not the number of years that somebody has spent in a class. You can spend 40 years. I'm sorry to use 40 years. But you can spend 14 years in a class, and honestly speaking, and you are still not there. Why? Because what makes performance predictable is when you have a curriculum and then you go creative with that curriculum, and then you enforce discipline to that curriculum. Coach Wale, what do you mean by discipline to that curriculum? I'm telling you the truth. You enforce discipline. It's one of the things that I teach in teachers training right now. You enforce discipline in that curriculum. Yes. You don't stop in week 7 and say, Coach, the reason is because, we have a lot of public holidays. There's public holiday on this one. There's public holiday. I said, by the time you are starting this term, didn't you know there will be public holidays? What did you do? Your revision week. How were you able to merge revision and covering of those days? When you came back, what were the things that you did? Why? Because you have to understand. You have a body of knowledge. You have a curriculum. I ask teachers this question. When a terrorist takes a child at age 6 and he wants to release that child at 20 to the society, what will the child be released as? The child will be released as what? A terrorist. When we take a child at age 2 and we are dropping that child from our secondary school, let me assume the child enter our play group at age 2. And because we have preschool, nursery, primary, and college, and we are releasing the child at age 16, what are we releasing outside? See, that is how to know if you are working. That is just the simple way to know if you are working or not. That's how you know if you are working. What are you giving people? Oh, we trust God. I said, no. And let me tell you, one of the fundamental problem, I can tell you this for free. One of the fundamental problem of that is that there is no empowering curriculum that is in our hands that is backed up with instruction of discipline. Yes. Why will you tell me we want to spill over first term in second term? Actually, we did not finish first term, so we are thinking of the first 2 weeks of the second term. I said, no, cut that. First, why didn't we finish the first? I said, because if you use the first 2 weeks to deal with first term work, how will you finish the second term? Instruction, discipline of instruction. A principal will sit down and man his town and said, no, nobody goes home until we achieve this. Okay. So Kuchwale can be very, very passionate. I'm so sorry, especially when it comes to work like this. So also let me just talk about, this is going to be the last slide. Trust me, this slide that I'm operating from is 32 slides. This that I'm showing you right now, and I'm just on 3rd slide. And the reason is not far-fetched. This is introduction. It's a free class of a paid class that is going to start next week, Monday. I'm telling you, it's going to start next week, Monday. Instructional leadership is robust. It's huge. I'm telling you right now. And I will want you as a leader. The school may not pay for you. Pay for yourself. As a school leader, as a school owner, proprietor, be in this class. As a principal, head teacher, do it for yourself. Do this for yourself. When you get to school in the new session, I am very sure something is going to work in you. And you are going to wonder, is this me? Because I'm going to show you the loopholes. Why it looks as if you are not working, even though you are present. You are always around every day and things are not working. And then maybe you have a proprietor that really looks at you at everything and say, what is your essence? What are you doing? Because tell me, you are in school and teachers' lesson plan, they don't have lesson plan. Teachers we are in week 8. A teacher is still in week 3. I'm telling you, the loopholes are there. They are there. So in curriculum and instruction, the first is curriculum is aligned with standards. Oh yes, you have to look at it. This is the season where we look at the curriculum we used last session. We try to look at another one. We try to look at different curriculum. Yes, there are schools currently, they are subscribing to different, how do I say this now? Schools subscribing to different platforms just to lay hold and lay hand on empowering curriculum, creating a robust curriculum that will achieve those 3 things: performance, exposure, and learning in the children. Oh yes, performance, exposure, learning. When you give me your school curriculum, I'm looking for how those 3 things are addressed in that curriculum. And please, at this point, I will say this: don't be restricted to just the NERDC curriculum. That's the Nigeria curriculum. Some people say, oh, what do you see? A lot of people want to have British curriculum. A lot of people, but we are in Nigeria. I tell you, if the curriculum, how do you know curriculum that is okay? If the curriculum delivers performance, if it delivers exposure, and if it delivers learning, fantastic. Oh, if it addresses how children will improve in learning. Because let me tell you something. The performance of a child part-time is not as important as the ability of the child to learn part-time. When you look at the way education is structured, you will notice that it is not really about the performance. It is about the learning. Let me tell you the way this thing works. Some children didn't perform very well in nursery. I am telling you, their result is not satisfactory in the nursery class. But you notice that the minute they got to year 2, which is primary 2 or basic 2 as it were, you notice that they peaked. Let me tell you what happened. When they were in nursery, they were developing, their learning abilities were developing. So maybe the visual learner, the only thing he can do in the nursery was just to pick what he sees. He can't really pick what he hears. But because of the process, he started developing the ability to not only pick what he sees, but he picks what he hears too. So because of that, by the time he got to primary 2 or basic 2 or grade 2, he's already at that level. So you saw that the performance peaked. But here is another one who was scoring the 90s, the 100 in nursery. Because of what? Because the style of learning that he picked from, maybe because he's a early bloomer, had favored him. But by the time he got to year 3, year 4, you just notice that there's a sudden drop in the performance. Why? Because all along, his learning was not attended to. The learning was not developed. And that's why when you are looking at the curriculum, you must look at it critically. Oh yes, as a school leader, you must pay attention to it critically to be able to ask yourself, is this thing addressing learning? Is it addressing exposure? Oh my God, it's so critical. Is it addressing performance? Curriculum and instruction, there is evidence-based instructional materials. I don't have time to talk about this. We are going to be talking about this explicitly in the paid class that is starting Monday to Wednesday. It's just 3 days. I'm telling you the truth. It's going to be 3 days of massive value. I am serious. It's going to be 3 days of massive value. And really, as many people as possible, you can send your team. If you're a school owner and you are here and you know that, oh, 2, 3 of my team, send your team. Oh, yes, let them be part of this. This is core leadership. School leadership is not proprietor, it's not school director alone. This involves all the people, especially the people that are in academic arm of your school. I aim to make sure that to create a robust academic performance from these leaders in the 3 days. The 3 days is going to be massive. It's going to be very, very massive and great. The last one that I have here is differentiated instruction, but permit me to hang on this level. But let me say this, based on the 3 areas that I've been able to introduce to you. The first, okay, somebody is asking how much is the paid class. It's 5,000 per person. It's 5K. It's just 5,000. And I'm going to be communicating it actually on the platform. Okay, so the first is a strategic vision. The second, which is like it, very, very important and critical, is actually a culture of performance, a culture of professionalism. Sorry, I beg your pardon. A culture of professionalism. And the third one is curriculum and instruction. There are 12 areas of instructional leadership. And that is what I am going to be addressing from Monday to Wednesday. Please, I want you to pay attention. I want you to subscribe, be part of this. I know and I believe that it's going to really pay and it's going to really do you well. Thank you, everybody. This is a recorded program and it's going to be on the platform. Yes, I'm going to put the link on the platform. It's online like this. We are going to be having it like this. You will attend the class and you also have recorded version, just like you want to have this recorded version like this. It's going to be like that. Thank you.